Well, tonight, the House of Representatives has voted to strip all taxpayer funding for Planned Parenthood. The vote got some fiery rhetoric, and the issue could lead to a government shutdown in 2 weeks. Tonight, KCAL 9 political reporter Bryan joins us with more on the bitter debate. Dave.
Susie, it's already a big issue in the presidential debate, and now, as you indicated, it may lead to a government shutdown. For weeks now, Planned Parenthood has been attacked by anti-abortion activists, presidential candidates, and Republicans in Congress who are demanding that federal funding be cut off. Now the House has passed a bill to do just that after undercover videos triggered a nationwide controversy.
Those are lungs?
Yeah, those are...
It was undercover videos like this released by conservative activists showing Planned Parenthood doctors discussing the post-abortion harvesting of fetal tissue for research that triggered the bill to cut off federal funding for the organization. A bill that passed the Republican-dominated House after a fiery debate.
This is about a horrific act that is repulsive and repugnant. It has no place in America, and America's taxpayers refuse to pay for that type of an act.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Wake up!
Planned Parenthood does not sell any body parts for profit. That is a fact.
Here in Southern California, Celinda Vasquez, the Vice President of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood Los Angeles, denounced the House vote.
I think it's outrageous, and it is really unfortunate because the women and families that rely on Planned Parenthood are the ones that are impacted.
But Jim Sedlak, Vice President of the American Life League, says the House vote is a victory for those who believe the government has no business funding abortions.
Planned Parenthood operates the largest abortion chain in the nation. They are Abortion Incorporated, and they should not exist.
Now, House Speaker John Boehner is under fire from some members of his own House caucus who are demanding that he use the threat of shutting down the government in 13 days to force Democrats to choose between cutting funding for Planned Parenthood or shutting down the government. Several Republican presidential candidates, including Ted Cruz and Carly Fiorina, endorsed the shutdown strategy at this week's debate in Simi Valley.
We shouldn't be sending $500 million of taxpayer money to funding an ongoing criminal enterprise.
This is about the character of our nation. And if we will not stand up and force President Obama to veto this bill, shame on us.
But Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, campaigning in New Hampshire, says shutting down the government could damage America's economy.
Shutting down the government is something nobody else in the world really understands. You would voluntarily do that to yourself?
Cutting off funding for Planned Parenthood would be a disastrous blow to the organization, which says it provides a variety of health care services to 3 million patients a year and receives more than $500 million a year in federal and state funding.
I was diagnosed with stage 2B breast cancer.
In July, the organization launched a video ad campaign to keep that funding, even as opponents of the group are gearing up to take it away.
We're going to get Planned Parenthood now.
We are really playing politics with women and men's health care, and it's just not right.
Now, many observers feel today's vote was more symbolic than substantive since it's given little or no chance of getting through the Senate. And even if it does, President Obama has vowed to veto it. And getting the votes to override that veto would be the longest of long shots. But, Susie, the debate continues.